Van Jones showed y'all exactly who he is once again.
And as a social justice activist, as a person who identifies as a radical, I don't want to be part of any social justice movement that is transphobic, that is homophobic, that is anti-Semitic, that is Islamophobic, that is misogynist, that is patriarchal, that is ableist. No one is free until we are all free. There is no room for any injustice. I'm looking at the ritual humiliation of being patted and searched at the age of 6 and 7. When I'm in Khan al-Ahmar and I'm looking at this village of Bedouins, which is about to be torn down after they built schools out of tire and mud because they couldn't get permits. And I'm watching the village be torn down for the sole purpose of settlement expansion. When I'm looking on Via de la Rosa as Christians are honoring the Stations of the Cross, and at the very same moment that they look at their Savior carrying the cross, I'm looking at Palestinian children being stopped and searched and frisked in front of the Armenian hospice. I'm looking at these places, I'm looking at second-class citizenship inside of the state of Israel for African citizens and for refugees and for people seeking asylum. I'm looking at a place where people have a gap between their expressed democratic ideals and their lived practice on the ground. I promise you, I'm already criticizing Saudi, I'm already criticizing Bahrain, and I'm already criticizing Syria. I'm already doing these things. But the moment a call comes out of civil society from any of those countries for boycott, divestment, and sanction, I will back them too. It's not about isolating Israel. It's about speaking the truth everywhere.
And Marc Lamont Hill has continuously shown his character as well.
Van Jones really is an American hero. He is such a friend of the Jewish community. He wears that pin on CNN. What I love about Van is that he makes so much sense, and he's so candid. And of course, we don't have to agree on everything. But the love that you have shown our community, and
the love that your community has shown my community for 100 years is where the sentence starts. And we've been together for 100 years. We're going to be together for 100 more. And it's an honor to be here today.
Thank you.
Love you, brother.
Here he is with his brother, who he says he loves, Rabbi Shmuley, a man who does not and will not ever speak for the Jewish people.
This is not a march against Jewish people. This is not an anti-Semitic meetup. This is a principled struggle against Zionism. And don't let the media or anybody else have you think that when we say it's a principled struggle against Zionism, that we're talking about Judaism or that we're talking about Jewish traditions or Jewish cultures or Jewish rituals. No. We're talking about political Zionism. We are talking about the creation of a Jewish ethno-state in historic Palestine that dislocated and dispossessed indigenous Palestinian people, took their homes, took their land. That's right.
What shocks me to my core is CNN wants to be taken seriously, yet
I don't want to be silent because the Jewish community stood with the civil rights movement. Let's take a stand here against anti-Jewish bigotry. Let's take a stand against Muslims. Let's take a stand here against hatred. Let's take a stand here against hatred of all kinds.
They keep the "let's take a stand against Muslims" guy employed while
There's nothing wrong with saying, look, we've been allies for over 100 years. You stood with us, we're going to stand with you. That's what partnership and solidarity looks like. I understand that impulse, and I ain't mad at it. I would say, though, that we should stand with Jewish people even if they didn't stand for civil rights. I don't stand with Jewish people because they did something for me. It's not transactional in my mind. I stand with Jewish people because standing with Jewish people is the right thing to do. We must fight anti-Semitism. And this, Van Jones, is the problem, my dear brother. You can't go trying to play both ends against the middle. This rally was not just for justice. This wasn't just for commemoration. This wasn't just for mourning. This was affirming the right of Israel to continue to wage war in Gaza by saying we stand in solidarity with what they're doing. We're not going to call for a ceasefire. We're not going to call for even a humanitarian pause. No, we're going to simply affirm Israel's right to do what it's doing in Gaza. And guess what? If you think I'm wrong, listen to that crowd. This rally was about affirming Israel as an apartheid state. And that is why your presence was dangerous and irresponsible. When you spoke out and said, look, let's have peace and justice for both sides, they damn near booed you off the stage. The kids got an expression. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. That booing, that embarrassment, that frustration you felt, that was the prize. I hope there's a lesson to be learned in that.
This guy was let go by that very same network. In the wake of his diabolical joke on Maher's show, Jones would tweet, "Yeah, I messed up on this one, and I'm sorry. I was trying to raise awareness about foreign adversaries creating chaos online, which is undermining democracy everywhere. But what I said was easily misunderstood. And the way I said it was flat out insensitive. Babies are dying every day in Gaza. Nobody should dispute that fact or make light of it in any way. To the people living in fear and burying family members every day of all ages, I apologize." Sami Zayn wrote above it, "Apology not accepted." What's crazy is one user dug up an old song from Van Jones, which called for an end to the Israeli occupation and the right of return for Palestinian refugees. Yes, this is real. The New Republic wrote, "Calling Palestinians using social media to broadcast their own genocide a disinformation campaign is stupid and disgusting, especially given how hard it is to share that information in the first place." Jones later offered a half-hearted apology, but of course the damage was done here. NBC News correspondent Halagarani weighed in as well. "I've watched hundreds of hours of Gaza videos in the last 2 years, including content filmed by our brave teams inside the Strip, and can confirm that the dead Gaza baby images are quite real, not the product of a disinformation campaign, and that there is nothing funny about them." You know, we've done our fair share of stories on Van Jones, and our critiques are warranted. Because how, in this latest example, do you make a joke about babies being unalived at the behest of Benjamin Netanyahu and an apartheid regime? And then you go and be like, "Oh, yeah, actually, my bad." The entire audience laughed at it. The panelists laughed at it. And if you were not receiving some level of blowback, maybe if it was only just the leftists, then you probably wouldn't have even cared. That's how disgusting it was, which I also think points to how Van Jones, Rabbi Shmuley, and others who support this ethno-state are in the minority at this point, because it is clear that the public conscience has completely swayed away from what they support. I also think this is a case study for how getting a seat at the table doesn't really warrant, you know, the sort of ideological purity that we would think could potentially be represented with that seat. Van Jones was a Maoist. This guy talked about revolution. And now, for all intents and purposes, it appears, after at least that latest speech where he said, you know, let's stand to hate Muslim people, summarizing, that now he could potentially be getting paid by certain lobbyists or certain lobbies. Sonny Hostin confronted him on The View a few years ago, calling him a chameleon. And I think what speaks volumes to that is not only the moves he has made from being this sort of revolutionary-like figure who talked about it over and over, but the fact that he went on CNN, talked about a certain piece of legislation that the Trump administration was working on, and then via reporting afterwards, we only learned that he was working on that legislation. He was involved in it. And you're supposed to be coming on and speaking on a panel on CNN objectively about it, from the heart. He wasn't at all. Not at all. If you are photographed laughing and having a good time with Jared Kushner, and then, according to some reporting, meeting them behind the scenes, you have to state that. That is why no one should trust Van Jones. He's an opportunist, like a lot of others. I understand how, especially in this economy, and over time as you get older, that it can be hard to pass up. That's okay. Just say it, man. Just say it. The way that he has spoken about certain diabolical people is not only frustrating, but simultaneously showing exactly who he is. And I really don't think that we need any more information to draw conclusions at this point. Hey, I appreciate you watching. Now, if you can, please do become a channel member by going to youtube.com/TYTsports and clicking the join button. If that's too much for you, you can just go to tyt.com/join to become a member. It helps all of us out here at the Young Turks and keeps our network afloat. In addition, you could follow me on my socials on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate the love. Have a great day.
So I'm calling your church to test to see if they feed a starving baby. And right now I'm calling West End Baptist Church in Clanton, Alabama. And their about me says a church whose heart beats for people. So
West End Baptist Church, this is Mandy.
Hi. I was calling to see if y'all by chance had any baby formula.
We do not. We don't keep anything like that on hand. You might could call DHR. Sometimes they have access to stuff like that they might could give you.
Yeah, I already tried there.
They don't have any either?
No, I can't get approved, so I'm just trying to see if there's any way you all could just supply a small can of baby formula.
Yeah, we don't have the means for that.
TikTok user Nikaylee Monroe is quite literally doing the Lord's work on the platform.
So I'm calling your church to test to see if they would help feed a starving baby. And right now I'm about to call Woodman Valley Chapel. This is a non-denominational church providing gospel-centered teaching and worship services on weekends. And they host various community events, groups, and ministries. I was wanting to see if there's any way y'all could help with a small can of baby formula.
I don't have any. Have you checked with Crossfire Ministries?
Yeah, I have. I've been calling everywhere all day. I have a 2-month-old and she ran out of formula last night. So I'm just trying to see if somebody can get just a small can. I mean, I can pick it up. I don't have any money.
Yeah. Do you, which one of our campuses do you attend?
I'm 10 minutes away from the one that's in Colorado Springs.
Well, we have 4 here. So which one of our campuses do you go to? Do you attend one of our campuses?
I don't attend, no. I'm just local.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just trying to... Did you try Mercy's Gate?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't have any way to help you with that. I'm so sorry.
Because what she is showing you is sheer hypocrisy.
Germantown Baptist Church.
Hi, yeah. I was wanting to see if you all could help with a small can of baby formula.
If we can help with what? I'm sorry.
A small can of baby formula.
Let me get the pastor on call for you. Let me place you on a hold. One moment, please.
Hello.
Hi, yes. I was just wanting to see if y'all were able to help with baby formula at all.
We unfortunately are not. We have a benevolence program, but it is for our members.
It's just for the members? Because, I have a 2-month-old and she hasn't ate, since last night. So she's gone all night and all day without any formula. I don't need money or anything. I just need, a small little can. And I've been calling everywhere and they're just telling me to call churches. And I just don't know what else to do.
Yeah, we don't have any formula here to to give out. We don't have any kind of food bank or anything like that.
The hypocrisy of those who claim to live their life a certain way.
A lot of requests to call another mega church, so I'm calling Abundant Church West in El Paso, Texas. So we are going to call to see if they would help feed a starving baby.
Good afternoon, Abundant. How may I help you?
Hi, yes. I was wanting to see if there's any way y'all could help with a can of baby formula. I have a 2-month-old and I ran out last night, so she's gone all night and all day without anything to eat.
Unfortunately, the food pantry is only available on Sundays, and I don't know if we have any baby formula at the moment.
Okay. Is it something that you all could get and I could just pick it up or something?
Well, there's nobody at the food pantry.
Are you all a pro-life church?
You mean, if you like, I can go ahead and take your information, and you're more than welcome to ask a pastor those information.
Actually, no. I actually don't even have a baby. This is actually just a social experiment to see which churches would actually help feed a hungry baby that hasn't ate all night. She hung up.
But when push comes to shove, they show their true colors.
Hello, this is Gary.
Hi, I was wanting to see if there's any way y'all could help with a can of formula for a baby. I have a 2-month-old and we've been out since last night, so I've been trying to call everywhere all day and nobody can help.
Yeah, we're included in that, not because we want to be, but we've been struggling with a whole bunch of things since the Obama-Biden regime took over.
This one was a treat. However,
and right now I'm about to call First Baptist Church of Jeffersontown in Louisville, Kentucky, and their About Me just says that they're a historic Black Baptist church that has been serving the community since 1829.
Thank you for calling First Baptist Church of Jeffersontown. This is Victoria.
Hi, I was wanting to see if y'all could help with formula at all. I have a 2-month-old and we ran out of formula yesterday, like around 7, and I've been trying to call everywhere and they're just telling me to call churches.
We wouldn't, we wouldn't have it readily available, but it's for your baby?
Yes. Yeah, she's 2 months old.
Okay. Okay, and what's your phone number and your name, please? We're in Jeffersontown. Do you reside in Jeffersontown?
Yeah, I'm like 10 minutes from you.
You're where?
I'm like 10 minutes away.
Okay, and what formula does your baby use?
Okay, so I'm actually doing a social experiment. I don't need formula, but this was just a test to see if you would be willing to help, and I've been calling other churches who don't help, and so just the fact that you're willing to help says a lot. No, you're welcome. I just want to say thank you for everything that you're doing.
Many black churches would step up.
Hey, this is the Islamic Center that was calling back in. So, hold on.
Islamic Center of Charlotte,
Hi, yes. I was trying to call. I have a 2-month-old baby, and I ran out of formula last night, and I was wanting to see if there's any way you all could help with a can of baby formula.
We can, ma'am. Where do you live? Do you live in Charlotte?
Yes, I'm like 10 minutes from you all.
Okay. And what kind of formula you need?
It's the Good Start.
Good Start. Yeah, that's fine, ma'am. If you come over here, we'll help you.
Okay. Hold on just 1 second, okay?
Okay.
Okay, I'm actually doing a social experiment. So I don't have a baby and I don't have a need, but I am doing a social experiment just to see which churches would actually help a starving baby. And unfortunately, there's so many that say no, and you immediately was like, yes, of course. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for your heart, and also to see if it was okay if I posted this on TikTok and maybe put your information on there for your church where people can send donations. Maybe if they...
Yeah, no problem, ma'am. We do what we can. We appreciate your kind words. Thank you.
No, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Keep doing what you're doing. Thanks. You too. Bye.
As did Islamic centers.
So now I'm calling Heritage Hope Church of God.
Heritage Hope Church of God.
Hi. I was wanting to see if you all could help at all. I have a 2-month-old baby and I ran out of formula last night. I was wanting to see if y'all could help with formula.
Let me see. Give me your name and number.
Now what exactly are you needing?
I just need the Good Start formula.
So how much do you need? I need to know about that. We can do this. I'll just see. Tell me what it is called in case I have to go get it, because I'm a great grandpa. I'm not used to picking up formula. Like for infants.
Yes, sir.
Infants formulas, any flavor, anything to it, or just?
No, sir. Hey, can I say something real quick?
Sure.
Hey, okay, I'm actually just testing churches to see which ones would actually help the community, and you just touched my heart. And I just want you to know that you are an amazing person. So that's the formula, but I don't need it. I just wanted to see if you were willing to help. And I just wanted to let you know that you touched me today, that you were actually willing to help or find the help.
We always try to help. I do help in the body. The Bible tells us that do good to all men, but especially those of the household of faith.
And this man who saw what doing a good deed can do.
And we talked about how the church could. I didn't know I was being taken. Well, she told me then, she said, I'm just testing you. And I said, if I'm talking to her, I said, well, no, I'll do this, I'll do that. I don't always get it right then, okay? It takes a while for me. So, was wondering how to minister in the crisis.
It's overwhelming, too, because I didn't plan it. And as a believer, I think God orchestrated it. I'm thankful that God helped me give the right answer. And I think it was because the baby, I'm a great grandpa, the baby hits me every time. And in this, God has given the church an opportunity, a platform that we can touch the world. We're in a really troubling time in our nation. And the most troubling things to me is that a kid could starve.
Now, some churches really, and I mean really, did not like what Nick Haley was doing at all.
Define what happened when you mess with the people of God. You taking your life into your own hand. Now, they might have a few little TikTok demons came up in here today. Please stay for the rest of the service. Please stay. But you will behave yourself. Because this is not one of them churches you're going to come and disrupt it. You will be dealt with very, very swiftly.
This guy's church got caught not helping to feed a starving baby, so the pastor responded as such.
I'd like to have my own social experiment, if I could, for just a second. If somebody walked in the back door right now asking for a can of baby formula, how many of you would help? Just show by a raise of hands. There's your social experiment. That's who GBC is.
Another pastor did his own, what he dubbed, social experiment as a response to Nick Haley's work. And the reason they are so in a tizzy is because they got caught. They got caught. She called Charlie Kirk's church in Phoenix. Didn't help. She has called a ton of churches. They refused to help. It reminds me of when the hurricane hit Texas and Joel Osteen refused initially to open up his church. He refused. I saw a video on TikTok of a pastor with a Bentley made of diamonds that he parked in the church. I think this series is going to radicalize people. I really do. I think a lot of people are going to see a lot of the folks that are refusing to help for what they are. Because I'll give you a hypothetical. If you were to call up one of those churches that said no for a can of baby formula and requested to make a donation, do you think they would have second thoughts? Shout out to the grandpa, though. He's a real one.